Hi everyone, I'm Alicia, and today I'm joined by Ken of Reliable Drain. Ken, how are you doing today?
Good. Glad to be here.
Yeah, of course. So in this video, we're going to be talking about what licenses are required for the type of work that you do. And I have several questions for you. So I'm going to just start off with, what are the licenses that are required for your specific line of work?
Well, because we do so many different specific lines of work, we have lots of different licenses. The general rule of thumb is there's always some sort of a license required when you hire a contractor. So don't let a contractor tell you any different. Whether you're doing a plumbing job, whether you're doing a sewer job, whether you're doing a basement waterproofing job, there's going to be some sort of requirement for a permit. And to pull a permit in the state of Ohio, you have to have a license for whatever it is that you're doing. So different licenses depends on the type of work. If you're doing a plumbing job, we have to have a plumbing license, which we do. If you're doing an excavation job, depending on what type, you may have to have a sewer builder's bond or a septic license, general excavation license. So there's different local level licenses. And then there's state level licenses. So we hold some state licenses, which allow us to go anywhere throughout the state of Ohio, which is our plumbing license, our backflow prevention license, a fire license. Those allow us to go anywhere throughout the state of Ohio and register in any county anywhere. Then local licenses only allow you to register in the local jurisdiction.
Okay. Well, as you were listing off all of those different licenses that you have, I think it really came to mind, you guys really are the one-stop shop. You are licensed across the board. You can provide all of these different services. And I know you mentioned pulling permits, and you have to have a license to pull those permits. Who should be pulling those permits, and what exactly are the permits for?
The contractor should always pull the permit. You should never have a contractor tell you, go get the permit and then we'll come do the work. Mm-hmm. Generally, that means they're not registered or licensed. So the general rule of thumb is your contractor is always going to pull your licenses. Okay. I didn't hear the second part of that. What was the second part of the question?
What are the permits for?
A couple things. I mean, for us, it's for money. It's all about the money. Mm-hmm. But they're really designed to make sure that there's a couple sets of eyes on the job, right? Our guys have looked at it and said it's good, and then we have an inspector come out. He looks at it, says, yeah, it's up to code and it's good. So it really does protect the consumer. If you have a really good company like we are, it really doesn't matter. We're going to do the same job, same type, same material, regardless whether there's a permit or not. But there's a lot of companies that don't. If they can get away with something a little bit cheaper, sometimes they do. So it's a good thing. It protects the consumer. Doesn't really do much for the contractor other than make sure he knows what he's doing.
Okay. So, as you said, all contractors should have some sort of license. That is very important. How do I check if my contractor has the license that they need for my job?
It depends on what license. So okay. The easiest way is if you're going to do any type of a project, just call your local building department and explain to them what type of project you're doing. And, hey, I'm thinking about using Reliable. Are they licensed? Now that becomes a little bit of a catch-22 because a company like us, we're licensed throughout the state of Ohio, but until we do a job in a certain local jurisdiction, we don't have to register in that local jurisdiction. So you might call up and say, is Reliable licensed? And they might say no. But technically we are, because we can go anywhere we want and get a license the same day. Just because we're not registered there today, there's no reason for us to pay the money to be registered in that particular jurisdiction until we do a job there.
Right.
If we just went out and registered in every single jurisdiction, it would cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. It costs us a lot of money to register. So we don't register until we're going to pull a permit for somebody.
Okay, wonderful. Well, that's their first step. And then also if they need to find out specifically if Reliable was licensed and maybe the local jurisdiction didn't know yet, they can call you too, right? They can call you to find out about those licensures and you'll be able to inform them of everything that you can do.
Absolutely. And if it's a state license, you can get on the state's website and look it up. But just ask your contractor, are you licensed, insured, and bonded? And if so, can you give me your license number?
All right, awesome, Ken. Well, thank you so much for telling me a little bit more about that, for helping us understand how those licenses work, how permits work, and why it's important to make sure that our contractor has the correct licenses that they need for the job. So if you would like to find out more about the services that Reliable Drain offers, you can contact them. You can give them a call at the number up on the screen. Visit them online at reliabledrain.com, and you'll get a hold of Ken and his team, and they'll be able to help you out. Just don't forget that Reliable Drain is your one-stop shop. Thanks again, Ken.
Thank you.